I'm doing something that my parents before me couldn't do, and I'm doing something that actually my siblings haven't done. And it's not just my parents, it's like my whole family, so I'm like showing them that it's doable and it's of value to be a student.
I think being a first-gen student is so rewarding. None of my extended family went to college. My aunts, my uncles, none of my grandparents went to college. Just me. And just to be able to say, like, I'm at college and, like, I'm, like, the first one in my family to go to college. Like, I think that is just such a rewarding thing itself.
Honestly, coming into college, first gen, just the word first gen or the phrase first gen just meant challenge to me, especially since in my family, as nobody had gone to college, and I didn't want to burden my mom with that, but I also felt somewhat empowered, like I would be the first one and I would set the standard, and it would be a challenge, but I would possibly be up for it.
I myself was a first-gen student. My experience as a first-gen student was very mixed. At Hope, I felt very supported and cared for by all of my faculty. I really enjoyed my classes. I knew there were a lot of great opportunities for me. I myself was a very studious person and very independent, responsible, so I found the transition to college to be pretty easy. But I would say the one area that was challenging as a first-gen student was having someone encourage me on what I should be getting involved in and what else I should be focusing on outside of the classroom to enhance my college experience.
So my parents were both from Nigeria. They completed their undergraduate degrees there. And so I consider myself kind of a first gen in that I was the first individual in my family to complete their degree in the United States. I attended college in Indiana. I wasn't quite sure how to handle the pace of the college experience. So I really struggled in my first semester freshman year to keep pace with all the responsibilities, and I didn't feel like I had someone to talk to during my freshman year to help me really understand how to study, how to be prepared for these different classes.
As a first generation college student, I wanted to ensure that people knew that I was here for a reason, that I had just as good of a reason for everyone else to be here. And I was, in the sense, sort of ashamed to call myself a first generation college student, not just because of myself, just because I didn't want people to judge my family and where my family comes from. But I grew and developed my identity and my perspective of what being first gen is like, and that it comes with strengths.
I was a first generation student, and I'm a Hope graduate too, but I will be very honest that I didn't know that term, nor did I know I was a first generation college student during that time. It wasn't really until I started working in the admissions office after I graduated that I learned what the definition of a first generation college student was, and that I was in fact a first generation college student. And that experience, it gave me a much different lens in working closely with first generation college students, because I was able to anticipate questions they may have that, looking back, had I known what questions to ask, I probably would have asked them.
Biggest struggle I had being first gen, specifically when applying to colleges, was the overall just process of applying to schools, applying for financial aid, understanding how all of that worked. That was honestly something I had to do completely on my own. My parents had no idea what to do, and they honestly felt bad because they didn't know how to help me. So I really had to do a lot of research on my own, which was also very stressful because I was trying to also manage applying for schools, getting my grades and academics together in order to look competitive for these schools. So that was another thing that I had to worry about. And honestly, I'm very thankful for that struggle.
My office, the Academic Advising Office, works really closely with faculty. Our advising model is that we have faculty advisors, one assigned to each and every student, and we're regularly working as colleagues with faculty and staff to better understand the unique needs of first-generation students. We just had a special event where we convened more than 100 faculty to gather and to talk about their work with first-generation students and how we can best advise and support them.
Here at the Borchter Center, we love to pour into our first-generation students. We know that this is a time where you're asking yourself some really tough questions, and we want to be there to support you every step of the way. That could be just coming in and saying, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life. We are here and really passionate about helping you answer those questions, as well as having some really concrete tools to be able to navigate the next 4 years here at Hope College. Myself and other people on our team are actually first-gen students. We want you to come in and relate to our experience, and we can't wait to share our story with you too.
The First Generation Student Union has been just an incredible resource for me. It's super important to know that you're not alone in this journey.
The Summer Bridge program, it's a kind of like a program where you get to come 2 weeks early, and it lets you get accustomed to campus, you get to meet all new people, and you also get to take 2 classes, so you get 2 credits for that, which is really cool. I absolutely loved it. I'm gonna be a Summer Bridge assistant this year, which I am so excited about. It was really great to get accustomed to campus and to meet some friends, because by the first day of school, when everyone else moved in, like, I knew where everything was.
It's provided me with lots of events to go to. They've had self-care days and bowling nights and things like that, so it's also given me some time to be social outside of campus and spend some time with friends who can relate to me, and also just to have fun with one another. So it's a really important community on campus.
The advice I would give to first-gen students is to take advantage of every experience and resource that's offered to you. Everyone here is rooting for you and they want to support you, so asking someone for help, asking someone a question will really get you far. So continue to use that resourcefulness, that resilience that you've learned to get here, and carry it throughout your time here at Hope.
Super important to attend class. So again, I was very shy my freshman year, sophomore year, but I always made it a point to attend class. And by doing that, I was able to meet other elderclassmen. My professors noticed that one of my qualities or traits was to show up.
Asking questions is a sign of strength. Figure out what questions are you wrestling with, and find people, mentors, and a great community here at Hope that want to help you answer those questions and walk alongside you in the process. And I think the last thing that I would say to families is this process is going to be overwhelming, but I always say, look for the helpers. We have great helpers here at Hope College that want to support your child, your student. You have great people that want to surround you with that support, and it's just all about asking for that help and raising your hand.